Michele Morrow is a GOP politician who's currently running for superintendent of public instruction in North Carolina, who has now been raised to national attention because of the absolutely insane things that she has advocated for online. Now, she doesn't want you to think about that or be bothered by the comments we're gonna show you. She wants you to focus on something else, which is that the media is being really unfair in pointing out the things that she has said. So here's what she said over the weekend. The dysfunctional media is trying to create gotcha moments out of old comments taken out of context, made in jest, or never made in the first place. They're doing it to hide the radicalism of the Democrat platform. It won't work. Okay, so the media is taking things out of context or ignoring the fact that things were jokes, or if they were never made in the first place. And they're doing that because they're radicals. I want you to keep all of those things in mind as we show you some of the things that she has said. We're gonna get to those posts in just a sec. First, here's what angered her about the media. It's CNN asking her about the comments that she's made.
Do you still stand? I'm not talking to you, ma'am. Do you still stand by your comments about former President Barack Obama and that he should be executed, calling for the death of other presidents? Do you stand by that? Do you stand by those comments?
Have a good night.
Do you stand by what you've said about the public education system and that it needs to be destroyed?
No comment.
Do you stand by that?
No comment.
Do you understand the concern that people have with this nomination that you now have?
Question. Do you vote in North Carolina? Then keep your eyes on your own paper.
Well, let me ask you. I've read papers here too.
Keep your eyes on your own paper.
And the concerns that people have with your nomination and the things that you have said.
People in New York have concern over my nomination in North Carolina.
People all across the country.
Really?
Yes.
Why are they concerned about North Carolina? Do you know that education is a problem in this entire country? So maybe they need to focus on what's going on in your state of New York.
Well, if it's a problem everywhere, then it makes sense that everybody's concerned about it. And also, I understand that he is a CNN reporter and they're based in New York, but so is Fox News. And I don't think you'd have as much of a problem with them. So what are you actually talking about?
Before we continue with the story, we depend on members to keep on going. Don't wait, click join now on YouTube.
So she's running to destroy education under the position of superintendent of public instruction. And the only thing that she knows about school is that you're supposed to keep your eyes on your own paper. So she just throws that in. But what I love about that is she keeps saying no comment when literally the only reason she is in politics is because she was a commenter, a rabid extremist commenter online. She's Marjorie Greene come again, effectively. She went on a bunch of websites. She said a bunch of absolutely insane things for clout, not apparently realizing or caring that those things are public and they remain in the public eye. And now she's running from them. So she's gonna claim that she didn't say these things, or I guess that they're taken out of context. So we're gonna show you not only the comments, but I guess the context. So here's one. She responded to the deplorable choir saying, who wants to see Obama tossed into Gitmo for treason, saying that that's apparently not enough. She doesn't want him to be in jail. She wants a pay-per-view of him in front of the firing squad. I don't wanna waste another dime on supporting his life. We could make some money back from televising his death, #Obamagate.
Oh my God.
So I'm the media, obviously I'm dishonest. So that's either taken out of context or it's a joke or she didn't say it. Well, we just showed it to you, so she did say it. Is it a joke? I don't get it. You're a comedian. Is that a joke? Is it taken out of context? I mean, you were asked a question about locking up the president for treason, ill-defined for what, who cares, who knows? You know, he's black, I guess we'll lock him up or whatever. That's the context. We want him to be killed on TV to make money. She responded to this fake Time magazine by saying death to all traitors. Okay. When someone asked if you would follow Joe Biden's advice and wear a mask for 100 days, she said no. And then she immediately pivoted to killing all traitors. By the way, she's a registered nurse. And when you suggest wearing a mask during a pandemic, she thinks you should be killed. So she said those things. That's the context. It's not a joke. And I'm not saying that because it's not funny. There's no context that implies that it's a joke. She didn't say to that CNN reporter that it was a joke. These are the things she believed. This is how she raised her political profile, exactly like Marjorie Greene, calling for the mass execution of the people she disagrees with. And now she's hoping to transition into a political office. And right now it's Superintendent of Public Instruction, but nobody thinks that that's the end of it. She wants to be in Congress eventually. And why shouldn't she be? People like Marjorie Greene got elected, why couldn't she too? What do you think, Francesca?
I mean, you brought the receipts. I think what's funny is that whenever anyone does, and good on this CNN reporter for actually covering a race that might appear to be, inconsequential to the nation, but actually, to his credit and to what you were saying, it obviously is that someone who's calling for the killing of a former president is like running for president, and also believes like that we should kill traitors or whatever the hell she thinks. Like, it's terrifying. I love the way that the right thinks gotcha questions is just asking if you stand by what you said. Like, how dare you? Again, these are people I guess don't have mirrors, or they don't talk to themselves. They don't journal about like their former beliefs. They don't look at some of the tweets they put out. And they maybe, did she delete that? That's what's crazy to me. These fools are running and like, they don't delete their old tweets. I delete old jokes because maybe I want to like appear on like an MSNBC panel one time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I watched the R. Kelly documentary and I was like, oh, and I started tweeting. I was like, maybe I'll delete. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, anyway, lastly, run for office. If you think that you cannot, you can. You don't have to have that much money not to run for like a superintendent or whatnot. Just run. You're smarter.
I don't think. I'm not qualified. I haven't called for enough death of my political opponents, I guess. Yeah, I just you're asked if you stand by or you don't. So which is it? I mean, she's not saying she doesn't stand by it. So I think a lot of people would believe in that case. It seems like you don't have a problem with the fact you said. Like you said you delete those old comments. That means you don't stand by it, theoretically.
Yeah.
So which is it? Like, and oh, you're a reporter from New York. Okay, so if we get a local reporter to ask you, will you answer then? Like these are simpletons. These are cowardly simpletons hiding behind anonymity online, throwing around wild accusations of how people that they disagree with or don't like the skin color of should all die. And then the second they're actually approached the camera, it's like, oh, no comment, no comment. And unfortunately, there's no reason to believe that she can't win this election. There's no reason to believe that the Republican Party is going to distance themselves from her. These are the sort of people that they want to raise to political office. They do not want you to believe that government is a serious place for serious people. They want it to be a clown show so that you will check out. And so they are filling it with psychopathic clowns.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.